very much, Madam Chair. I'm not actually on this committee, but I am the ranking member of the Research and Technology Subcommittee. So I would like to hear some more about DOE's potential to collaborate with NSF and the NIST or NIST in support of government-wide technology transfer initiatives. Dr. Cheatham, I'll start with you. Then we can move to the other witnesses. And I heard Ms. Wong, you mentioned agriculture, so I'm particularly interested in that when we get to that point. So, Dr. Cheatham, would you mind discussing DOE's potential to collaborate with NSF and NIST?
Yes, I'd be happy to do that. Thank you very much for your question. One of the things that we realize is that the research community is well connected and is not overly large. So there's a lot of back and forth between them. What we see as we're looking at both of those agencies, let me just start first with NIST. One of the things that has happened recently that is affecting technology transfer is the work that the Undersecretary Copan has been doing at NIST on looking toward update in technology transfer policy and regulations. It's beginning to open some of the channels in that allows us to do things I've been talking about in engaging companies, engaging entrepreneurs, and that sort of thing. So we certainly have been in close conversation with NIST on that sort of activity because we believe in the long run it will be better for everyone. I mentioned a little bit about the NSF activities. Let me instead focus on the key partnerships that DOE labs must have and do have with the universities. Sometimes those are supported by DOE on our side, by NSF on the university side. But in almost all of the key challenges that we're facing, whether that's batteries or whether it's the electric grid or whether it's any kind of renewable energy, we really need to have that partnership between the universities and the laboratories. And when I mentioned a few in my testimony around the batteries, those are key if we're going to get to the next generation of batteries that are 3 times more energy densities, 3 times higher than what we're seeing right now. So I hope that's been helpful with a few examples. I'm happy to follow up if there are more, so I'll let some of the others speak now.
Appreciate that answer, and I certainly would agree with you in terms of the need for collaboration between the universities, and the things that are done at the national lab at a basic level are very impressive to me. So I will give the other witnesses the opportunity to make a comment. Ms. Wong, I think you had something you might mention about agriculture. That's of particular interest to me.
Of course, absolutely. Thank you. So I think that there are a number of things that the Department of Energy can do with other agencies. And I'd like to point out first that as Lee was saying earlier, the national laboratories already do quite a bit of work across the board in a variety of different technologies. And in fact, they do a lot with other federal agencies, including USDA and NIH. When I was talking earlier, I had mentioned that there's a Foundation for Food and Agriculture Research, and they have put out a number of very interesting solicitations, some related to, for example, the amount of carbon that could be sequestered in plants and in the soil. And that's something that the DOE National Laboratories actually has quite a bit of experience in fact, I think including PNNL. And so there are lots of opportunities for collaboration, but we need to give the laboratories and the universities a platform to work kind of within to bring those kinds of partnerships together. And that's something that I think a foundation can do. But I think that that's not the only thing. I want to mention also that you had asked about NIST, and NIST has a great program. I'm sure you know about it, the Manufacturing Extension Partnership Program. And that has strong connections to the private sector. And I see that as one of the important programs that the DOE Foundation could help support and bring people to, bring entrepreneurs to connect the different dots that are required to move a technology through to commercialization. So that would be another area the NIST and DOE through the foundation potentially could work together.
Thank you. And I see I'm out of time, but Madam Chair, if you want to hear, if the committee would like to hear from the other two witnesses, that's okay with me. It's up to you.